Welcome to the No Alarms Club podcast, where we together read books that help us succeed and get us to a lifestyle where we can wake up when we want, we can work when we want, we can work where we want, and wake up where we want, for that matter. And this is the first episode of season 3, which is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. There is an introduction chapter, but we're going to skip it because it's very short and mostly just talks about how Darren Hardy got to where he is successfully. So good to read, but don't really need an episode about it. Episode 1 is for chapter 1, and chapter 1 is called The Compound Effect in Action. The main purpose of the compound effect is that small and consistent actions build up over time, and that could be for better or for worse, good or bad. If you do a little bad things over time, that compounds into some real bad stuff, but also if we do little good things, that compounds into some real good stuff. And knowing that, we can make much better decisions in our life. Hardy gives us a couple examples of this throughout this chapter. The first one is pretty small, and it's fictitious, and it has to do with the magic penny, is what he calls it. I don't particularly like that example because I don't understand where these magic pennies are coming from, but he does have one about 3 friends, and that one does really resonate with me. Basically, friend 1 is the one that does nothing, and so nothing happens with him. He just goes through life and everything goes the same because he never changes anything. For some people, that might be what they want, and there's nothing wrong with that, but those people are not the type of people that are listening to this podcast. So then we've got friend number 2. This is us. That's the friend that adds small positive changes. He cuts a soda a day from his diet, and he starts reading 10 pages of a self-help book every day, and his life gets better over several months. Then the third friend has a bunch of small negative changes, like watching more TV, and he starts cooking, which is generally a positive thing, but he starts cooking really unhealthy foods and eating them, and it says eating more than his share, and it compounds, as the book says, and after the same many months, that friend 2 started doing really well, this friend 3 starts doing really poorly. Hardy also mentions the ripple effect, which is how one small thing can chain react into a lot of good or bad, depending on the one thing. The one thing that he uses in the example, he goes with that friend 3 who has the problem with watching TV and eating unhealthy food, and it results in a failing marriage. You should read all of this in the book, but the nutshell of the chain of events is the unhealthy food makes him sluggish, then the sluggishness makes him bad at his job, which pisses off his boss, which makes him not like his job, which makes him sad, which makes his wife sad, which makes their marriage suffer. We don't often think about how one little thing can chain react into so many other things, and of course there's good things that do that too, but more so we see the worst stuff. That's pretty much the whole chapter. My struggle with this whole thing is that it takes so long. In the examples, he talks about the second friend who ends up with a really good life. He does this stuff every day for almost 1,000 days, which is almost 3 years. I was born in the late 80s, which means everything in my life has come to me pretty quickly. I am the internet generation. I don't remember not having a microwave because I'm pretty sure my parents had a microwave long before I was even born. I'm okay with looking 12 months in the future. I can feel comfortable with that, but 2 years to me is a struggle. I start to feel defeated, like I can't do it. I don't think I'm the only one who struggles with this. I think a lot of people struggle with this. And the truth is, we just have to sit down and do the thing. Luckily, Darren Hardy gives us some action items. If you've listened to this podcast before, you know I love my action items because I want to know what to do. Thankfully, he just tells it to us. The first thing that we need to do is list out our excuses for why we are not succeeding, why we are not doing the good things that give us that compound effect. To be honest, I don't have an excuse because I know that I'm the one that is stopping me from doing these things. I can't say like, oh, well, I've got too much on my plate, because I don't. I have probably exactly enough on my plate, and I probably spend too much time playing video games. These aren't excuses, these are reasons. To me, the difference between an excuse and a reason is an excuse is when you're trying to put it onto something else. I'm not going to put it onto something else. There is nothing stopping me except for me. You might feel the same, or you might be able to write down all of the things that you think of that are stopping you. If any of them are other than you, then those are excuses, because those are all things that you can do or stop doing, depending on what that is. And that leads me to the next thing that Darren tells us to do, which is we need to come up with a list of things that we need to start doing. Mine is I need to be reading every day. As a copywriter, I need to be doing copy working, which, if you don't know what that is, kind of out of the scope of this podcast. But I need to be writing actual usable sales copy every day. I need to reach out to my email list every day. I need to be exercising every day for sure. Got a little bit of chub here. Either I need to go to the gym, or I need to just take a walk outside. I know I definitely need to get some more natural sunlight. I know that'll help with my mood quite a bit, and also my productivity. I want to learn more than just English language. I'd like to learn French and Spanish and Japanese. I need to be working on that. I need to be producing and posting, preferably, some kind of public content every day so that I can grow my audience, which will lead me to more business in the future. I need to get back into meditating every day, because mental health is important, and as a Buddhist, it's also part of my spiritual practice, and I've been neglecting it. I need to plan my tasks better, like what I'm going to do each day. I know how to do this well, I just don't do it anymore, and so I need to get back on that. Next, Darren says we need to make a list of things that we need to stop doing. My list of stop doing is much shorter than my list of need to be doing. The first one is I need to stop hitting the snooze button, or what's actually worst is I just go back to sleep most days. I know this podcast is called the No Alarms Club, and the goal is to get to a point where we don't wake up to an alarm anymore, and that is my goal. But I have found that even though I technically don't have to do that right now, because for my day job I work from home and I handle client work and content stuff like this in the evenings, I have plenty of time to do all of that, so I just sleep in. The reality is that I would get more done if I planned better, got up earlier, got stuff done, and then I could spend more time with my girlfriend or friends or family, or playing video games, which I love to do, or making music, which is something else I love to do. Another thing also related to sleep is, because my sleep is kind of messed up, I often take long naps in the afternoon, usually 2 to 3 hours. I need to stop doing that because it's messing up my sleep and it's making it difficult for me to get up early and go to bed early. I do want to continue to take short naps, because I have read that that's actually a good thing for us. To take a short 20-minute nap in the afternoon is healthy. As I had said, a thing that I need to be doing is planning better. Something that I need to stop doing is deviating from that plan. When I do plan, I often will look at it and then just be like, nah, I don't want to do that, I'm going to do something else. That is hurting me in the long run. I need to stick to the plan, because when I am making a plan, I know it's the right plan. Deviating from that plan is not doing the right thing. Those are mine. If you would like to share with me your lists, I would love to hear them. You can email me, noalarmsclub@pm.me. Since this podcast has no commercials and no sponsors, intentionally, I don't want commercials and sponsors, you could help this podcast a lot by giving it a review in your favorite podcast player. That actually goes a long way to help the podcast. If you could do that, would greatly appreciate it. And of course, If you know of anybody that you think would enjoy this, please share it with them. That's all I got for you today. Tomorrow we're going to be covering Chapter 2 of The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and I will see you there.